Welcome to After the Flag here in Brno, where we had one of the tensest grids you could imagine in MotoGP. Let me paint the picture for you. So it had rained quite a lot all morning for all the races. So for MotoGP, the track was completely wet. However, it wasn't raining anymore, and it hadn't rained for about 40 minutes, and there were varying weather forecasts out there. So, of course, what were the options for the teams? They could go with the soft wet tyres if they knew that it was going to rain again, or would they go with the harder wet tyres because they thought the track would be drying out? Then, of course, you could think, well, let's actually start with the softs because it's going to dry out really quickly, and then do a flag to flag and move on to slicks. So all these things that the teams and riders, of course, had to think about. Now, who choose what from the front runners? We find out after watching the highlights.
Round 11 of the MotoGP World Championship. The Brno circuit in difficult conditions is underway.
Lorenzo got away well, he got away brilliantly from the middle of that front row. Andre, they've got a flyer from third. It will be Iannone that will lead the race. He runs it a little bit wide. Marquez sweeps brilliantly back up the inside. Marquez leads. Beautiful move by the Spaniard.
Marquez leads away. I think it's Andre. Dovizioso's gone up the inside, and Dovizioso takes the lead going into 13.
Andre Iannone leads the Grand Prix for the first time. Oh, that's one of the factory Ducatis. Is that Dovizioso? Dovizioso's podium challenge is over yet again.
Mechanical problem without a doubt for Andrea Dovizioso for taking maneuver.
Crutchlow's through. Crutchlow's in the fourth place.
Lorenzo coming in because now he wants to... No, Ramon Forcado is just stopping in and he's telling him stick with the wet bike. Lorenzo is just ignoring him. He's ignoring him.
Crutchlow finally makes his move. Rossi drives past Marquez as they climb up horsepower. Oh, look at that, you can just see the chunks of rubber flying off Andre Iannone's tyres. That's his front tyre.
Here comes Marquez up the inside of Iannone.
History about to be made.
Cal Crutchlow has rewritten the history books. Cal Crutchlow wins here in Brno, the Czech Republic Grand Prix. 35 years ago, Barry Sheen won in Sweden, the last British winner.
Valentino Rossi takes a crucial second place.
And now he's moved into second place in the World Championship.
Marquez third.
Marquez will lose points in the championship to Valentino Rossi, but he won't lose any to Jorge Lorenzo.
From Michelin, they didn't know whether it was the right choice, but I said, okay, I have to go. I'm going to do both, because I could have just done the hard rear and not the hard front, but I knew if I had the hard rear, I had to have the hard front. So I chose it, and that was it.
We enter for the alignment lap in the grid with a soft compound, and he said track is dry enough to go for the hard, so let's put the hard, and we fully support his decision.
It was a long race. Honestly, I was playing with them. I knew I had the right tyre choice as soon as it started to dry up, and I was just playing with them. I pushed when I needed to push, and I cruised when I needed to cruise, but the team did a fantastic job today. I
tried to calm down and also to let him understand that he should slow down. Also with his pit board, we put his name to calm down, because in reality there was a few laps that he was like 2 seconds faster than the leader. Too much, too much.
Yes, it was a risky decision, yes, and I risk, but Cal risked more than me. So at the end, he deserved the victory. For me, it was too difficult to put the hard, but at the end it was the right choice. But we try to make it the good setting. Our bike is gentle, and I try to ride for make 22 laps, very, very, very smooth, and at the end it was the right choice.
Yeah, it was really difficult because I was in the grid. We were speaking a lot with my technique because I had some doubt to put the hard rear, honestly. But then the Michelin technique say Valentino changed to the hard, but I was not sure. I don't know why. I say, okay, I keep soft. I know that will work in the beginning, and it's what I say. I expect a flag-to-flag race. It was not like this, but in the end, with this mistake, we managed the final result.
So Crutchlow's decision to go with both hard wets, front and rear, certainly paid off. Rossi, he went with the softer option wet, but because he had that little extra grip from the harder option rear, he managed to conserve it just enough until the end, whilst Marquez had to do some very fine tyre management to bring home his soft front and softer option rear. So as you see in the top three, we did have three different tyre combinations. But not everyone with the soft front fared quite so well, with it degrading quite quickly for some of the riders. So you can say, whilst Crutchlow's shrewd move on the grid saw him passing people with ease, others were having to pull into pit lane.
No, it was a problem on the front tire. That's why Smith and us, we came in. Otherwise, he stayed, because when Jorge came in, was in the moment, he was faster than almost all the riders. The bike was working well, but we had a small issue on the front tire, and then he just entered to change the bike, and then we changed the front tire and changed the bike again.
The front tire blows up some piece of the front tire, and I have to change the bike and finish the race. Finish the race on the bike, but in 17th position.
Now, we have spoken with Michelin, of course, since then, and they said, look, there are, of course, many different factors that play a part in front tyre degradation. It could be maybe a little bit too much weight on the front, different kind of riding styles, of course, the track drying out. But they did say they will, of course, look into exactly why it happened and to see whether it can be avoided in the future. But do remember, there were still quite a few soft fronts that did come back in good shape. Now, moving on to Moto3, and that really was a wet race with the heavens completely open. It was bucketing down. It was Jorge Martin who actually got the best start, the Spanish rider, pulling out a lead at the front. But it was then Brad Binder who soon made his way up there and got past the Spaniard. They had John McPhee and Aaron Canet in tow, whilst Kyril Itampawi, our wet weather specialist, was also carving his way up through the field. There was an unfortunate crash for Canet, after which it was John McPhee who got past Martin, and it was Binder and McPhee pulling away at the front. It looked almost certain like Binder would take the win, but then drama struck late on. Binder crashed out, then Pawi crashed out, and it was up to John McPhee to bring it home, but not before having quite a big scare 3 laps before the end. But fantastic ride from the young Scotsman, his first ever win in the World Championship. In second place, it was Martin. He also did a great job, his first ever podium, and he did fantastically well to hold off rookie Fabio Di Gianantonio, who finished in third. Well, in Moto2, it was just as wet, if not wetter, than in Moto3. And if you thought past performances in the wet were anything to go by, you were wrong. Yes, Johan Zarco, the reigning world champion, started from pole, but he soon dropped back down the order, just really not looking comfortable today. It was in fact Jonas Folger who got a lightning start from quite far back on the grid to go first, with Alex Rins and Takaki Nakagami in tow. Sam Lowes, he had a little bit of a slower start, but he soon managed to get past Nakagami into third place to slot in behind Folger and Rins. Just behind those guys, the likes of Alex Marquez, Hafiz Syrin and Mattia Passini were having some excellent rides in the wet. Nakagami as well, until he was taken up by Simone Corsi. Simone Corsi given a ride-through penalty for that action because he was a bit of a repeat offender from the past. At the front, it was quite a tame affair, yet an incredibly skilled one, with Folger taking the win home ahead of Rins and Sam Lowes. So 2 new winners here in Brno, and both of them from Great Britain. Is this a taste of things to come at their home race in Silverstone? Join us in 2 weeks' time to find out.